Hello, everyone. Welcome to the GabeSimmer Podcast, and let's get started. This time, I have a topic, so I'll try my best. And let me just get this out of it because this is on my chest. This is my chest, y'all. This is my chest. Okay. But I will say how y'all doing. I hope you guys are doing great. But let me get this out of my chest. And let me just say the topic is growing apart and being cutting off by your friends. And I'm just gonna say this right here, right now. That sucks ass. And I'm putting this on my chest. It sucks ass. Either way. I'm just saying, sure, I know it's a part of life to growing apart. Just let me be clear. It's a part of life to grow apart from your friends, different interests, different personalities. We just different at the moment. And it's just we're not lying anymore. And so it's we're peacefully growing apart, and that's fine. That's cool. That's chill. It's I hope you're happy. Bless all the way, we might meet again. Who knows? However, it still sucks ass. But until because the other person might be what happens if one of y'all's not interested and stuff. And that's the part that always hesitates me. Cause sometimes I might not be interested. But yet I'm not gonna be that person to be oh, you should stay here. If you're you know what I mean? If you don't like this relationship and how it goes, I'll be in my tear ducts with my sunglasses on, wishing you a goodbye. Wishing you a fellow goodbye and hoping for your happiness on the other side. And honestly, I'm gonna be real. To all my friends out here, I'm pretty sure I keep telling y'all that I might be a toxic friend, or I'm a toxic friend, or I'm a snake in your garden. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be real. I'm still gonna be that person that's look, if you are not feeling a type of way anymore, do you feeling something in your chest anymore? And I'm always gonna be that person to be look, it's time for me to go. I'm gonna be real. Or just warning you in some way, alarming you, letting you know that look, I'm seeing this vibe and whatever. Keep in mind, you're still having a snake in your garden. That could be me. Being vaguely, but at the same time, look, if I'm seeing a tear ducts or a sad emotion in your face or your presence, I'm not gonna say shit, because clearly that's a sign for me. At least I take it as a sign for me that we ain't ready to have this conversation. So I'ma dance my ass out of this, and I'ma take you with me, and then we go back to the party while we were just doing. Because literally, I always feel when I'm with my friends, it's a party. It's a huge party with my friends all the time. To a degree. To a degree, because sometimes the party gets a little much, and sometimes I'm the introvert in the party. I'm gonna be hold on, let me be right back a sec, and I just need to get myself back together in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? But let me just say, the reason why I'm saying that growing apart sucks ass for me, because at the end of the day, I'm still losing a friend, and that sucks ass to me. And no matter what this friend has done, it's always gonna suck ass to me. However, I want to be perfectly clear. If it's something you need to do, or if it's something I need to do, and we need to spread apart and be different people and change whatever, do what you gotta do. And I think I always say this to my friends too, because my doors are always open to come back. If you're gonna come back, either way, I'm not going to be crying for spilled milk too long, But either way, if you want to come back or whatever, it's fine. I'm not mad unless you did something dirty, but or you do me dirty. You know what I mean? But other than that, my doors are still open. And I think a lot of my friends have seen and paid attention to that. And I think that's what gets me in trouble too. Cause at the end of the day, they could be snakes in my garden. I'm gonna be real. I am not a fool. Game recognized game. I'm gonna be real. They could be snakes in my garden too. So I'm just being real. But other than that, I would say that, it's the moments I enjoy that keeps me around. The respect levels I think we have is just it's really personal to me. And I would like to say that it's hard for me to get rid of a friend. For me, it's like it's really hard to cut somebody off for me, because like if I do it, I'ma hesitate. In fact, I'm probably banking on you to do it so I could just, like, go on with my life. I'll be like a couple of pages here and there, but I would just not see you for the entire my life and stuff. So I'm like, point A, at least if you feel that strain and you have the guts to do it, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, at least, you did it for me, and I know that's probably God's will somewhere, but like, I probably thought the same thing, and I ain't gonna do it. Dude, that's crazy. Because like, what? I'm still cherishing the memories and stuff. At least when you do it, I can be victim blaming. Shut the fuck up. No, I'm really like, no. I'm just saying. At least when you do it, you're doing me, both of us, a favor, I think. And then we just both, and I wish each other as well, always. But if I actually do it, for me, it's like, it really is point A or point B for me. It's like, if you did something really dirty to me, it's like, and I don't care about you, let me add that in there. And if I don't care about you, it's like, that's crazy. Why would you do such a thing? Like, that, it's just crazy. And I'm really thinking back, like, what would be the literal reason or the grudges that this person is holding to make me, like, do that? And be like, I had to really think about it. Because, like, look, I'm going to be honest with myself. I ain't perfect, and damn sure you ain't perfect. So there's got to be something in here that drive something. But like, I'm like too distinct, I believe. That's what I'm looking for. Like, what made it that huge? But then again, at the end of the day, like I said, I ain't gonna keep you here if you're uncomfortable. That's the main thing. For me, if I'm uncomfortable and I don't want to, like, I think this is one of my things. I don't say when I'm uncomfortable, and most people don't notice it. In fact, I don't even show it either. People will be surprising when I tell them I'm uncomfortable, be like, whoa, you didn't tell me this. That's one of my problems, for real. I am not an open book, for real. I'm gonna be real. And I think most people see that. I think most of my friends have seen that. I think one particular friend of mine has seen that, and we don't even, mind you, he's one of my online friends I made for the past a year, I think. Either a year to a couple of months. Either way, and he's caught that. And it's like, and he wants to get to know me a lot. And it's just like, I cherish the intelligence so badly. It's like, I'm so impressed. I'm flattered even. But, I'm giving too much of him. I'm giving him too much. But still, yeah, I'm not an open book, for real. I keep secrets a lot. And it's either I would say for the people around me, for their own good, or I'm just like, I'm literally studying them. They're not ready or not. I know it's kind of like giving, like, what kind of person be like that or things like that, like judge and jury or something, what made me to judge or whatever. But like, still at the end of the day, it's kind of like, look, I know you're emotionally not ready, and I definitely am not going to be comfortable if we go in this conversation in the first place, or if I want to reveal such things, because some of these things are very, very unstable. Because I'm gonna be real, I'm very sensitive sometimes, and I'm just noticing this. Yeah, I'm in ghost mode, y'all. If y'all don't know, I think I make a separate video of what's a ghost mode in the first place. But like, but other than that though, like, I would say, yeah, that's one of my red flags. And I still do have this red flag, because I'm gonna be real, I'm very secretive. There's some things I just don't want people to know. And With good reason, because like I said, I study y'all asses for real. Like, I might not seem like the studying type, but trust, I studied y'all asses. Y'all souls are out there. Y'all are not discreet. But anyways, like I said, I'm just being real. However, though, I am very self-aware enough, I'm saying enough because I have my moments, to not literally just kick down the door for other people's emotions either. Because there's some things I don't know about them either. Like, things. Like I said, I am very secretive to their secrets as well. I'm just saying, I ain't gonna be throwing down exposing people what I look like. But, other than that, though, like, there are some things they have I could only imagine, question, or analyze, and maybe even theorize or experiment on. And I don't even push it because, again, there's some boundaries I just do not cross. Like, well, some new boundaries I need to make to not cross either. One thing's for sure, relationships. I'm gonna put that in there because, like, literally, if my friend asks me, and I'm just gonna, and this is just something that's new, and I thought would never be a threat. It is a threat. To me, keep that in mind, y'all. To me, if my friend asks me to help with their relationships, I am going to not be the goody two shoes for a good minute. And even if I ask them twice, or if they ask me twice, I'm just gonna say no. It's just, I'm gonna let that nature do its course type shit. That's all I'm gonna do. Because, like, literally, it cost me a friendship, and I could do a story time with that, but like I said, it's a no. I'm gonna keep it as a no. I've learned my lesson. Never again. Along with, oh, this is going to be personal too. This one. Along with, if my friend offers to help me get a new job, I'm going to say no to that too. And like I said, y'all, I could have story times for real. For real. I would love to get petty, but I'm going to be real. I could really love to get petty. But, yeah, I'm going to say no to that too. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for the offers they give. It's just, for future reasons, again, like I said, past experiences have lessons I've learned. It's just not going to happen ever again. Like, literally, I'm a one-shotter sometimes. Sometimes it's like, no thank you. I'm just going to keep it at that. What else? I think I'm going off of the topic too. Let me get back to the topic. Like I said, growing apart and cutting off sucks ass. Because at least for me, in my opinion, because again, I'm losing a friend either way. And we have a lot of memories that I cherish with one another. And I do respect that the change needs to happen. That's why I never say no. I never say no to it, or the idea, or the suspicion. No, like, literally, if change is needed, I would say go off. Will I cry? Yes. To their faces, no. To their faces, no. But I will understand. I've always understand. At least try to understand when they're gone. Literally, that's what I usually do. Try to do as mundane and respectfully as I possibly can. Unless they diss me in some way. Because after that, I'm like, that block, for the people who usually like to block people or old friends and stuff, I'm going to be taking a page or two out of them. But, like, usually that block button's going to be my friend sooner or later. Sooner or later. But other than that, yeah, it's just like, it just sucks ass, especially since the experience is just, what we've been through is just a lot. And it's like, what was all that time for? And then, like, and things. That's just one mindset of mine. That's how I feel. But on the other hand, I always imagine a friendship that's resentment with one another as us pulling each other until we bleed type stuff, or a whole vine and thorns of just holding on to each other all the time, and we're just bleeding it out as just trying to reach up the friendship we had before. But unfortunately, as the saying, as people change, it is true in some versions or some ways, or there are some things we just didn't see before that we hid so we could have friends in the first place that are showing themselves now. And that kind of, it really begs the question of, can you handle such a person if they have this? Because like, at the end of the day, people are not perfect. And I understand that. And it really comes to the hand of like, what can we handle from one another? At least in my opinion, like what can I handle from such? Like what can I take? Or what can I am I willing to take this just to keep the friendship alive type stuff? And at the end of the day, like for me, it's kind of like a yes. Like I'm willing to go to that extreme. However, I do have my limits, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because I wish I don't. But like in my emotional ways, even my soul is going to be rejecting you in some way. But like, still. Especially if you're not really changing, it's like it gets shaky and I get distant. And I think it's noticeable because at the end of the day, like literally how I feel is like how it shows for real. If you could see it, just saying. Some people can't see it unless you're like that one friend. I'm gonna be real. I'm just saying, that one friend, I'm just saying. But even with that, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's like, it sucks ass. It really does suck ass. Other than that, though, I think my last comment before I end this podcast, end this episode or something. You know what? Literally, my friend said this is not a podcast. We need two people to be a podcast. I'm like, whatever. I'm still calling this Pussy a podcast. I think I said this before. But anyways, I do want to shout out some things that are creative, what's coming on my channel too. I would say that I might do, y'all know my flippin' voiceover that's showing up. There's some videos are popping in here and there. And I'm trying to get it up there. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't done true promotions real quick because I'm just seeing what my laptop can handle and what my laptop can't handle. But other than that, please check out Lunar Lovers when you have the chance. And, look out for Lunar Lovers. I know the episode's not done yet because I'm still writing the script, y'all. I'm just being real. I am 3 episodes almost done, and then 2 more to go. It's a 5-episode series. It's supposed to be mini, and then I gotta go back to Showtime because, I know my actors are like, look, I don't know what's happening, and I'm living my life, and this director and writer is not being fast enough type shit. But that's all I gotta say. What else? I would say. What else I would say? Oh my god, maybe I should put my second co-writer for Lunar Lovers in here. I'm gonna be real. Maybe I should just let him do episode 2 and 5. I just put him in what's gonna happen. But anyways, what else I would say? Please check out, let me get back to my shoutouts. Please check out my Witch Boy comic. It will be updated soon. I'm just getting my art style and my motivation to get working. Also, check out my channels if you can. My other channels is in the description. I'll let y'all know. A little shout out here and there. And what else? I think, I will also be doing a song. I'm making a song about such experiences I'm going through. Either that or I just want to share. I'm just literally venting to y'all at this moment. Whoever's listening is listening. Literally, it's called Understand, because, if you want to hear it, I might post it on my shorts. Literally, I just want all my music to go into my Gabe account, because, I want to see something. Can I make my Gabe account into a music account type stuff and gaming at the same time? I don't know. But this, like I said before, This count is for Sims only type stuff. But like, or at least the podcast. But anyways, other than that though, I hope you guys have a good night or morning or afternoon. I don't know who's listening, but like, bye. Yeah, just bye.